How do we treat this differently than a regular meeting?
None.
Recorded and everything? Okay.
We're on.
All right.
You guys want to go ahead and come on up?
We are on live. So this is a special meeting to meet with Assured Partners at 1 or 12 p.m. today. Thank you. If you guys would state your name and who you're with, so we know who you are.
Mark Taylor with Assured Partners.
Kyle Browning, Assured Partners as well. And just to be completely transparent, we also, Gallagher is a partner of Assured Partners now. If you guys have ever heard of Arthur J. Gallagher, they did purchase Assured Partners 2 weeks ago, second largest brokerage in the world. Neither here nor there, but just so we're completely transparent. Kyle Browning. Yes. You're welcome. You guys ready to go?
Yep.
All right.
I'm just looking for a pen.
Yeah, no worries. So just to recap a little from last time when we spoke, the process we use to procure clients such as yourself or prospects such as yourself, and just to go through the process with is called a blueprint process is what we call it. And it's a two-step process. And this is step one. We will ask a lot of questions of you guys today so we can gather information. We will take that information back to a panel of experts from our vertical that only deals with municipalities, counties, cities, government type business. And we will ask them what implementations could we make immediately based on the information we've gotten from you today that would immediately allow you to pull levers that will drive premium spend down, gain alignment within your decision-making staff here, and be beneficial to the county. So that's really our purpose. And then we will bring that back in 3 to 4 weeks and deliver to you what's called a blueprint. It'll be on, it's large paper. Each of you will have a copy. It's yours to keep. You can take that, you can implement it with your current agent. The only thing we ask is if you ever at any point, whether this year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, feel that your current representation cannot execute on the things that we've presented to you that will drive your costs down and gain more alignment, we just ask that we're your first call. That's really all we ask. And we found that's a very successful methodology because we understand, number one, there's relationships in business. And number two, it takes time to gain trust with other people outside of the current relationship you have. So it's kind of a long game for us. But we want to help the county. We want to give you guys ideas of what others are doing in your peer groups across the country that will push your spend down and that will be advantageous to you. Is that fair?
Yeah. Could you just clarify what insurance you're talking about? What?
Absolutely.
I know it's not an all-inclusive insurance.
No benefits here. This is all has to do with property, liability, professional lines, workers' compensation, excess liability, all casualty-related items.
I just wanted that for the public.
Perfect.
That way
Nope,
they know exactly what we're talking about.
Great question. Great question, because you're right. A lot of different types of insurance that people come in here selling to you guys. So basically what I'd like to do first is just kind of ask each of you, how do each of you deal day-to-day with insurance, or do you each deal with day-to-day the insurance? And if you wouldn't mind just telling me your name and what your role is with the insurance.
I can start. I'm Mark, one of the 3 commissioners in
Okay.
District 1.
Yep.
I have some longer tenure.
Okay.
My day-to-day is typically from the liability side of forwarding our county attorney, any type of lawsuits, things like that.
Okay.
Normally comes from the auditor's office. And typically, he reviews them and then decides whether to submit it to the insurance. On the other side of it is I have been here through a couple bids and things like that over the past
Okay.
when insurance has gone out to bid.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
I'm Jeff Balls.
Okay.
So you're basically wanting information on the liability for the county insurance? Is that
Yeah,
what
the liability, the property, vehicle fleets, but how do you interact with that insurance each? Like, what's your role in dealing with the insurance is all I'm really wanting to know.
Well, I think, help to get the best rates, and if we have accidents, we turn them in, and I'm not really understanding the whole question, I guess.
Yeah, so obviously usually with county or city government entities, there might be someone who deals specifically with work comp, and they may deal with safety. Like, do any of you deal with safety, or any of you on the transportation team that deal with the auto fleet, if they're, depending on what type of auto fleet you have, maintenance, all that all that is you? I see a hand.
That would be our wonderful county auditor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, other than the buying process and the quoting process, do you guys get involved in day-to-day at all, or is that all you?
It's all
All right.
the auditor.
Man, we should have brought you flowers. Poor thing.
Jeez.
So, I guess we'll look to you. Okay, please explain to me, like, day-to-day, what insurance looks like in your dealings with it looks like for you.
It's just a lot of emails.
Okay.
A lot of emails, a lot of paperwork, making sure if someone's hurt, we get their, accident report sent to the insurance company within the 7 days. Sending emails constantly to remind people that they gotta tell us within the 7 days.
That's probably,
It's just a lot. I mean, it truly is
Sure.
a lot.
It's-
I mean, workers' comp, like the liability, the vehicles, every vehicle goes through my office.
absolutely. Absolutely. I guess when you mention vehicles, let's talk about your fleet. Talk to me a little about the complexion of your fleet and what you guys have. What does the county own? How does the fleet work? Do you lease? Do you buy? I mean,
Our sheriff's department leases, everything else is owned.
how many units does the sheriff's department have roughly?
I need to look,
Okay,
'cause I don't know that off the top of my
no problem. You guys own any ambulances?
head. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
No problem.
I better pick
I mean, she would be able to send you a list.
And that's okay. At this point, really, it's more one a general idea, kind of what, do
So,
you
yeah.
own dump trucks?
We own dump trucks, we own
Yep.
a grader.
Do you own excavating equipment? Do
Yes.
you own,
Yeah.
Yes.
do you
I
have your?
don't have that.
That's okay, that's okay.
Yes.
Just as long as we know you have it, and
you
that's
know,
a
we
risk
run-
you guys have.
Like 10-page thing of equipment that is owned.
Yep,
Yeah, because all the county highway assets, we don't lease none of that, do we?
All that's
we own.
owned?
We own
Okay.
100%.
Yep.
so yeah, your salt spreaders, your plows, your plow trucks, your salt
Loaders,
trucks, your
I mean-
loaders, yeah.
And multiple vehicles that they drive. So there's
Yep.
a pretty big fleet there at the county highway
Yep.
garage that we own.
Yep.
And we own everything except the sheriff's department leases there, and she's getting you that number.
Yep.
Everything else is owned.
Yep, and I think there's like 5 ambulance with chase vehicles.
Right, but we still insure it all.
Yeah, and own them outright.
Maybe if I can get my computer to work, I'm not totally great at Excel sometimes.
I was thinking that, was the number 11? Isn't there 11 sheriffs?
11?
I thought I remember-
There's more than that.
Well, that would also include your jail transport vehicles.
Yeah, I was thinking that, for some reason, I was thinking 11 was the number of vehicles that was in that lease.
I think it was 11 or 13.
The first part, I thought it was 13.
It's 13.
13,
Yeah.
The
okay.
first lease program
Yeah.
is 13.
Okay.
Okay, because I have, does anybody know how to sum these? Because I don't know. Not sum them, but add them.
And you think you have about 5 ambulances, you believe?
Yeah,
And then dump trucks, rough guess. Like I said, I don't want to push through looking them all up, and just,
There's like
There should be like
12,
22.
22.
And they're one for each driver, each county guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm?
Be about 20.
okay. You get a coroner unit? Do you have units for the coroner?
Yeah, we have one van.
One
Okay.
van, yep.
I'm getting ready to tell you, I just don't know.
What about, do you have a water department?
Nope.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't figure, usually in the county you don't, but every once in a while we run into
I
it.
mean, the auditor, they have a vehicle they drive. The surveyor has a vehicle they drive.
Yep.
Yep. The maintenance has a vehicle.
Maintenance, then we have multiple, probably 3 vehicles probation. They have 3,
3 with a van.
yep.
What about, like, the maintenance program for vehicles? Is that all done in-house? Do you have an outside shop you service that to? Usually, typically
Just-
in-house.
Just depends on the department.
Okay.
Highway garage, we have our own staff. Sometimes we service ambulance and stuff out of that garage, but it's, I would say both, but mostly in-house.
No, like I'm just trying
What about safety programs? How do you guys operate vehicle safety programs? How do you deploy safety strategy with all of your drivers? Do you guys do monthly safety meetings, weekly, or their daily toolbox talks? Is there
Up to
a
the-
safety coordinator?
Up to the, not a safety coordinator, it'd be up to the department head to handle all the safety.
Okay.
So that would be the sheriff for sheriff's department, highway garage for garage.
And does that all also funnel up through you? Do you keep all the records of it? And I'm assuming safety?
No.
Okay.
We got the EMA director too. He's got a vehicle.
Yeah.
Do you know if they do sign-in sheets on the safety meetings for liability purposes for presentation later?
I would suspect no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here comes my Excel guru.
And you say you do have paving equipment that the county owns?
Not currently. I mean, we have some pothole patchers, we have some a distributor for stone and tar.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about volunteer fire department?
No.
No
They are
volunteer?
their own entity within
All insured
state of
separate?
Indiana.
Okay.
They,
Perfect. We have, okay. We talked about the sheriffs, what about stormwater stuff? Do you have ATVs and stuff, or any, because you have nothing to do with any water, no stormwater ATVs to go around and,
I mean, we're the drainage board, but we
Okay.
do not have anything that we do with water.
okay,
There's a couple of UTVs that are in maintenance,
okay,
but it's not for like stormwater, but
okay.
the sheriff has one and we have one as well.
Do you guys have a health department or a health clinic or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay,
And altogether 77 vehicles.
thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That Excel gets me.
Total fleet is 77 vehicles? Okay.
With, back to safety, are you aware of, do you participate in any of those meetings, or, okay, it's also, it's all independent completely, and there's no real congruent track you're heading on for safety for any of them? Okay,
I know the highway garage attends, like chainsaw safety,
Sure.
And sheriff's department, obviously, driving training, stuff like that through the academy. So, and there are trainings that happen, maybe
Sure.
just not a coordinator that's doing it.
No
'Cause I
problem
think
at all.
the expectation for
I'm
the
not
highway
doing
garage,
that. You're gonna have to find somebody else.
I'm not saying, yeah.
no, I totally understand. Just information gathering here, so we can look at things we could deploy that might push pricing down. What about, like, things, policies, like distracted driving? Do you guys know if you have a formal distracted driving policy and a handbook that anybody that drives?
Clearly not. Did you hear my story on the way in here?
I did.
I was working, too.
Understood, yeah. We live that life. We're on the road all the time too, with phones, and
No.
you got to be careful, okay.
So we do not have that, we do not have that in the employee handbook.
Okay.
I don't think there's nothing about distracted driving in the handbook.
And I think this goes without saying, but I asked the question, that means there is not one global safety committee for the county, right? You said each department handles their own, so there's not a safety committee of maybe 5 to 7 peers in the.
No, that is correct.
Like but on the other side of it is, like all of our county buildings and stuff like that, all that is done through EMA, which, so I wouldn't say there's nothing.
Right.
But we do have an EMA director that is,
He does all the ADA compliance stuff.
Right.
as well, so.
All right, that gives me a pretty good feel of how you're handling automobiles and what's happening there. Do you guys have your own morgue?
No.
No, okay. Let's pivot maybe now to workers' compensation. Like you mentioned the 7-day reporting period, that probably revolved around workers' compensation, right? And the 7-day limit of when how does the usual flow of a work-related injury go? Is it notice is turned in, it comes to you, first report of injury is filled out, sent, and that's what you need within the 7 days? You send that over to your current agency, they file with the carrier? Okay. From a work-related injury standpoint, is all that safety as well handled department by department, or is there a,
Yes.
okay,
I mean, they can come to my office directly,
yep,
but most of the time they go through either their office secretary or their department head.
Okay.
First, and then it comes to me, and then I send off to the insurance.
Anyone in the county with a background with medical training? Like, do you have a nurse on staff? Do you
Well,
have?
I don't know that is there a nurse? Do we
In the
have
health
training?
department.
Health
but they're
department has quite a bit of medical training.
Yeah.
Do they engage at
There's
all?
an LPN and an RN back
Okay.
there, I think.
Do they engage at all with work-related injury? Like, hey, you've got trying to determine soft tissue injury versus?
No.
Okay.
But they do have, like, they can go to Candy and get a shot if they want or something. Can't they go
Oh,
see her?
yeah,
So
but
we-
like with workers' comp, we do not send them to
But
the
I mean,
health
so,
department.
but we have somebody here that's an RN that they can go see if they want to, but
Sure.
they wouldn't do it under workman's comp.
Right, when there's a work-related injury, there's
Right.
no one that tries to determine,
No.
does this need to be a compensable injury, or can this be first aid only? That you don't go through that step
No.
in-house.
We try to reassure, it doesn't matter if you're hurt or not, you need to fill out that paperwork, or you don't think you're hurt or not, just because you need to fill it out, because in 7 days, it may be different.
Sure, very good point, yep. Absolutely.
Now, does that always happen? No. But
Do you have preferred facility lists for around the county where they would go if they're injured? Do you dictate where they go, or do you send them to the hospital? How do you guys drive?
we do not.
You don't
We
direct?
dictate it.
Okay.
But they can go wherever they want at this point, and then workers' comp may step in if they need to go to like a specialist or something on that nature and tell them where they are gonna go.
Okay. Do you have a light duty return to work program where,
Depends on what department they work in.
good answer. Some jobs you can compensate for that, right? Others you just can't.
They can now go back to the highway garage and
Sure.
have a light duty.
Will you place them somewhere else ever to?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had someone you feel on injury that you feel like is working the system, milking this on you guys a little bit? Have you ever been through one of those situations?
I plead the fifth.
That's pretty common. So, how do you handle it when that if that were to happen? Let's just go with the hypothesis that maybe it would happen. How would?
We
Okay.
might consult with an attorney.
Mark
Okay.
can answer that.
We might consult with an attorney.
Yeah, 'cause you always got two kinds of workers, it seems like. You got the tough guy who, just rub some dirt on it, I'll keep working, I'll keep working. Then you got the other person who's looking for any situation to go on, the state, or you getting paid through workers' compensation and not come into work. It's that, both can be problematic because you're good workers who are diligent people who want to keep working. You don't want them to get hurt worse to where they're really off for a long time. But the ones who start gaming the system and want to just get paid for staying home, that's a big challenge as well for all employers, not just you all. So we certainly have strategies that can be deployed for those things that are legal, because there are things you can do, things you can't do, and some things are effective and some aren't. So I was just interested to hear your stories of what you found to be effective. That's okay.
I can tell stories, but then stories they're gonna know who they're about.
That's
I'm
totally
not
fine.
going
Yeah,
out
we don't wanna do any of that.
live and, yeah.
100%. Does your workers' compensation current carrier, I don't know who that is, but your current carrier, the insurance company that does your workers' comp, do they come alongside you guys and provide any training? Did they give you any
No.
resources,
I
input?
mean, I'm sure they would if we asked.
Okay. And do you guys assess your data? I mean, do you spot trends? Do you get a report showing trends to try to track progress, to try to track injury rates, forecasts, try to be ahead of it?
I get them every month.
Okay. Broken down for you in a way that you can take action on it? And
Yeah, I mean, it's broken down by name.
do you do quarterly claim reviews with your carriers?
No,
Okay,
we don't have that
understood. That's a good thing.
many. Yes.
Do you feel like within your different departments, you guys have any safety champions? Like, I go back to team sports. I was an athlete through college and whatnot. Like, coaches can tell you one thing, but when you have a member of the team telling you to do something, like a leader on the team, that goes a lot further oftentimes. Do you guys feel like you have good safety champions amongst your groups?
I'm not on the highway,
I
look
think
at
the highway-
sheriff's department and the highway to garage,
I think
mostly
that-
when it comes to like them kind of questions, because, like, I have 3 people in my office,
Sure.
and me.
That's-
Like, so like, I'm in charge of my office, not like all of them.
No, I would say, I think the expectation is that our highway garage superintendent does do that.
I can't answer the question,
I-
so.
That's,
Understood.
any further details from the garage would have to be directed.
Yeah. If you had to throw a dart at it, total claims you have a year, would you say under 10?
Workers' comp claims?
Sure.
Yeah.
About automobile?
Depends on how many deer are hit
Right?
by the sheriff's department.
Seems like one
I
or
don't
two.
know. I feel like this year's kind of been a little rough.
I think my
Maybe it
average,
wasn't this year, maybe it's last year. My
You
years
think
were
about-
together, sorry.
Understood.
2 on average, maybe 3.
Cars,
Yeah.
that we wreck? Oh, yeah, no, it's more than that.
No, okay. So I'm not
I mean,
privy
at
to
least
all of them.
Understood.
If it's the highway garage, I know about it. If it's the sheriff's department, I probably don't know about it.
That's why we try to get
There's
as many
at least
people
3
who are
or 4
involved
deer
as
hit a
possible.
year,
Yeah.
At least. It may
Yeah.
not be horrible damage, but they're
Yeah.
they're turning a claim.
Yeah, and those are probably our least concerning claims, is
Yes,
the deer
but I'm
strikes.
talking
but-
like heavy accidents. I think we've had one with our ambulance.
Yeah, that's
And
been,
that, I think
and
that,
the
and
only
we
one
had
this,
one with our highway department since I've been an auditor, which it'll be 8 years next year. We've not had very many serious.
I don't
accidents.
think any of them have really been at our fault either.
No, they have not. But I'm talking like where it really,
Yeah.
maybe one sheriff deputy wrecked and totaled their car. But I don't think it was our fault either.
Yeah.
And then property claims, like building claims and things like that, you could generally not have.
Common ones that I see would be lightning
Lightning.
issues. We have not had, to my knowledge, any other
I've-
flooding,
Hail?
hail, no.
Okay.
If we've had any, it's due to lightning strikes.
Okay, perfect. What about liability with the county? Have you guys seen much liability activity for people?
About once a month.
Once a month, okay.
Or more.
And imagine, do you have an attorney on staff that's on
Yes.
retainer for the county, or do you, okay. And I'm sure those immediately go to that individual, right, he or she, and they handle that for you?
As soon as I get them in the mail, I send them to the commissioners and to John.
I mean, most of them are frivolous.
Of course.
Like
The world we
time
live
the
in.
kid got his finger jammed in the school bathroom, like why we got named on that was the silliest thing I've ever, yeah, but.
Understood. All right, so from a liability standpoint, what are you seeing the most common? Just regular tort claims of people, hey, I tripped on the sidewalk, this was your sidewalk, or I tripped on this, or I fell here and this was your parking lot, or are those kind of things you're seeing? Signage wasn't good?
Most of them are accident-related, in my
Some of them are
opinion.
accident-related.
Okay. Auto accident related?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's 1 or 2 that you might get that float in here that is not an accident-related claim, but 90% of them are accident-related.
Have you guys ever had a fatality to report in the last 10 years, let's say?
Are you talking that has died by accident at work?
At work, the county was involved in the claim?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
we have a jail,
Sorry.
Okay.
But it was
Sorry.
not our fault.
no.
But yes,
Understood.
we did have one
Yep.
fatal car accident.
Were you guys litigated against in that fatality in the jail? I imagine they probably, someone tried to do something, may have gone away pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
we've had lawsuits on all the deaths at the jail.
Okay. How large is your jail?
About 120.
120. You had a question.
You just said, in the jail, how many deaths related from the jail?
I'd rather not compile that right now.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
understood.
that'd be a question for the sheriff's department.
That's fair. That's fair. Excess limits. Let's talk about your umbrella. Hey, you guys buy an umbrella. Do you know what limit you currently buy?
From a liability standpoint versus a building, no, I don't know off.
Yeah, liability.
Because it's all different. It's all,
Correct.
there's, the building's big umbrella of $1 billion, right?
That'd be a blanket limit. Yes,
Yes.
the umbrella always is casualty related to liability, to be third-party claim that someone sues you for. Usually, the most common thing we see, I guess, just to step through it is you have a $1 million underlying policy. That's your general liability and your auto liability. And then the umbrella and excess sit above that for lawsuits, third-party liability lawsuits. Most people will be like, we have 5 million. My question then would proceed is, do you know why you take the limit you take? Have you walked through an exercise to understand what you should be taking, what the average lawsuits in the state of Indiana have been, and what your peers are buying?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I know, I'm pretty sure though, when Brad was in here the last time, that he went over that umbrella.
I believe he
How much
did.
it was and the reason why he had it set at that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what it was. I remember talking about it though, but I don't remember if it was in here during the bid or if it was in my office on the phone.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. And it's a lot. Like Mark mentioned, it's a lot to digest. You got building limits, you have blanket limits, you have umbrella limits, a lot of different things. You have probably a blanket limit for all the equipment that you were talking about, your equipment sheet. So there's a lot to pay attention to. In that same idea, do you guys ever discuss where it makes sense to take risk to the balance sheet of the county versus where it makes sense to fully insure with low deductibles? Do you guys ever go through an exercise like that?
No, I mean, most of our effort goes into our county, county health insurance benefits. I mean, I think
Sure.
we're pretty detailed of that, but
Not as much on the PNC side?
yeah, we just haven't had a whole lot of issues, to be honest with you.
Sure. No, that's great. Deductibles, do you guys have a feel for what deductible levels you're comfortable with? Like on building policy, do you like a 5,000? Do you like a 10,000? Do you like?
I want a policy that has a deductible on a covered bridge under 25,000.
Okay. It's been an issue at some point.
Sure.
Do you know on your standard policy what your property deductibles, what you guys have decided on?
$1,000 per vehicle, and I think is it 5,000
Five,
for
I
property?
think on that damage on the courthouse, I think it was under 5,000, so we didn't turn it in, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
It's 5,000.
Okay.
I'm like, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, if you know.
I believe it's
I'm
right.
pretty sure that it's 1,000 per car and 5,000 per property.
And do you buy a liability deductible?
Yes, and it's 5,000
Yes.
also.
Okay. What about workers' compensation? Do you take a deductible on that?
No,
Okay. Do you know why you do or you don't?
No.
Okay. That's okay.
I don't know if that's really my question to answer, but I'll answer it.
You're doing great, Andy.
You are. You're doing wonderful. You guys are giving us lots of good information. You guys I know you guys have a lot of good things you're doing. I can already tell that, between the different things, you guys at least have an idea what we're talking about. You'd be surprised at how many meetings we go into where people are like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So you guys are doing great, and we've already got a lot of good notes. Let's shift from structure and policy structure to renewal process. How do you guys, I think your renewal's at the end of the year, right?
At next year.
Next year, yeah.
End of next year.
Sure.
It's a 2-year renewal.
Yeah, no worries. End of next year, but it's a year-end renewal. Let's say it's next year this time. When does your process start? How does your process go? How do you approach the renewal?
I mean, I've gone through a couple of the processes, and I know that, and this is the challenge that comes in the last time Mark was here, and I'll just be blunt, because it was the problem. Obviously, one of the biggest providers, EMC, right? Okay? And if our current insurance agent's able to stock, is able to take precedent over anyone else that quotes it. That two people can't be quoting the same insurance. That's the challenge.
Correct.
Okay? So if I'm going to sit here and talk about that whole process, I mean, I could put an RFP out, spend the money to do that, but then why the hell am I paying an agent? Right?
If you have
Sorry.
one main player.
Sorry.
You don't have to
If
be
I want
sorry
to do
for
the
saying that.
RFP, I want my $1 million here, I want a million, my deductible, I can do that myself.
Yep.
And I don't need an agent to do that for me. So, like, the challenge comes in, Mark and I've talked about this, like, if you guys want to do something, the best thing we need to do is a request for qualifications, okay, of who wants to be our agent, okay? Like that ultimately, when we talk about insurance, you guys can fit a one-size-fits plan just like Brad or anybody else can, trust me, I'm smart enough to know that. But, the challenge comes in my opinion, that I think if you guys are gonna really try to get our business, we need to talk about putting an RFQ out and have you guys sit and make a case as to what you can do versus our other insurance provider from, because I know one thing, that from a dollars and cents standpoint, if you have all these grand ideas and tell me I want to insure you, you'll never win the bid, right?
Yep,
Because
right.
you're gonna insure me more.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't want to waste your guys' time or my time, but I think next year, if we're going to consider it going out, we need to do early on and sit down and figure out what we want, and then give everybody, whoever wants to come in here as an agent standpoint or a consultant on it, is what's best for the county on the RFQ side.
Have you
Does that
sat
make
through one of
sense?
these meetings before?
Think.
I've been, I don't look like it, but I've been here a long time.
Nail on the head pretty well there. It'll be interesting, some of the things we bring to you next time, of our recommendations, if they resonate with you, because I think they will go along that same path.
And
that-
I'm not saying they will or won't, but I
Yep.
think that when we talk, because I think where the apprehension comes in, like the last time it was a scenario to where we were having to sign contracts saying that our stuff could be bidded over here.
Yep.
And, I mean, it must be nice that the people that are underwriting the stuff do that to the current people that hold it, or the incumbents that have won the business in the past. Must be a little nice business on that side, but
It's interesting, my next couple questions to follow up with that is, do you invite multiple agents in each time it's time for renewal?
we normally get them coming out of the woodwork.
Correct.
You're not the first group of individuals that have
I'm
come in
stunned.
here.
I'm stunned.
And it's every year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every year I've had
And
somebody.
do you find that process fruitful?
No,
You
not
don't
really.
have to find it anything, because he don't deal with it.
No,
Do
because
you find that process, but do you think it does a good job of creating transparency and driving costs down?
No.
Okay.
yeah. Because like I said, I can sit here and tell you what dollar amount, what deductible I want. And you're gonna make the pricing the same of what, like if I told you I need $3 billion, you can do that for me. I can go to my homeowner's insurance and say I want to insure my house for
Yep.
$100,000 over what it's worth. I just pay more for it, right?
So now, and then I want to go on record here as well, is like, I just started the first of this year. So I was not involved last year when they picked the 2-year program. But the one reason that I really wanted you guys to come back in, because I was intrigued by the fact that you're going to offer us a plan
Yep.
that we need to go forward, which you're asking a lot of questions that we don't know the answers to. And I'm sitting here thinking, we should know the answer to that. I mean, you're asking reasonable questions, and based on this meeting today, that's what I'm figuring, is we're going to have a plan with some of the answers, to some of these questions, that we can start filling in the box. Okay, I mean, I worked in a factory for 38 years. I know all about safety programs.
Sure.
I never considered the county needed a safety program. I mean, I was on a safety team for
Sure.
30 years. I mean, but it's just like, so to bring that into the county makes sense. But I don't think anybody's ever asked that. Nobody's ever mentioned that in the 9 months that I've been here. So I'm hoping that going forward, you're going to give us a checklist based on what you said, whether we go with you guys or not. But hopefully we do go with you guys if we have a need for it in the future. But there's going to be a lot of good things come from this meeting. That's what I'm expecting.
I'm not saying this is a waste of time by any means. I'm just telling you the challenges that I've run into in the past. I apologize if I came off that way, but.
You can't, I do not have thin skin. I've done this for 28 years. You won't hurt me. But, and I understand two certainties in all of this. One, nobody loves going through these meetings. Insurance isn't the most fun thing in the world to deal with. It's complex, it's laborious, a lot of paperwork, a lot of details. It's a pain in the butt. And two, you got a lot of different people clamoring for your attention on this stuff. So you made a fine point, and we'll review that more when we deliver our blueprint, of how you go about selecting carriers, who you work with, how you would go about that, and how that may or may not, how it may drive your cost up, or how it may drive your cost down. just by that decision alone. So we'll talk more about that as well. But don't feel bad that you don't know the answers to any things, because you aren't alone in that. This is 100% normal for what we deal with. So don't think, oh, we're behind. We're not. No, you guys are extremely normal for what we run into. I know we said we'd keep this 60 minutes. We're 35 minutes in. I'm going to endeavor to give you 15 minutes back here if we can get it done in 45. But last few questions. Do you know the person that sets your rates? And by that, I'm talking about the person at the company who underwrites your risk, who sets your rates and says, this is how much Ripley County will be paying this year to EMC or whoever. Do you know that person?
Yeah, Brad Sanders.
No,
He's the agent. I'm talking about the person with EMC
Yes, no.
who has the ink
No,
to write
not.
and say, you're going to pay $500,000 this year.
No, I do.
Like, don't know where their kids go to school, their
No.
grandkids, all that, okay. How do you guys go about making your decision once everything's presented? How do you make your decision on what you're going to do? Do you go solely off agent recommendation? Do you guys get other opinions? Do you have outside consulting?
I mean, we
I
go
don't
off
have to decide,
agent,
I just have to do all the
agent recommendations.
Okay,
I mean, I've sat here before and we've had other, we've had certain things that were probably needed to be raised that got raised.
sure.
Had them come back in and consult with us as to where we were under and where we needed more at, and considered it and went back and got more quotes and things like that.
What about with the other agents that, it sounds like before you guys have always had at least 2 or 3 maybe other agents that present some, do you just have all of them throw their proposals in and then you guys decide from there? Do you go back and give all those proposals to your current agent and say, hey, break them down and tell us if any of these are better?
No, we don't do that. I think, I'm just trying to think of the last time we had nobody, but the 2 years before that, we did get proposals.
Okay. So have you ever had anybody go back and look at 10 years of data from the county and say, if you guys had been on X type of structure of program, you would have saved X number of dollars, or it would have cost you X number of dollars if your structure would have been different?
I'm not aware.
Okay. I guess it would be not a big undertaking from big undertaking labor from the agent's side.
So you're saying has an agent ever presented us with that
Has
information?
an agent ever come in, gathered
Yeah.
all your data, 10 years worth of claims data, policy data, and said, had you been on, because, you guys
I
are,
will tell you, Brad does have that. Encore does have that, because they've been with the county for at least.
sure, they have the data.
They have the
They
data,
have
but
the
yes.
data.
So have they gone through and said, hey, here's been your structure, your deductible structure for all these years? Because you guys are on what's called a fully insured plan. And people have also heard of like captives or self-insured plans. But there's about 10 types of plans in between that you can work your way into if you're, like you said, we don't have a lot of claims. Well, fully insured, like at the end of the year, if you guys have 5% loss ratio, let's say, you pay, I'm going to make up a number, $500,000 a year. I have no idea what you guys pay. $500,000 a year.
We don't pay
Yeah, and you had 5% claim, 5% loss history. Did they ever give you money back at the end of the year? Okay. There are programs out there like that, but you've got to know where you guys would slot in. So anyway, it's just a question. I just wanted to see if you guys had ever been through that exercise to understand where your best fit was from a programming standpoint. Then my last thing I'd like to do is go around to each of you, and we should be able to get this done in 5 to 10 minutes here, is say, when we send this to the panel, we'll give all of our notes to the panel of what we call experts, industry experts for this type of business. What would be the biggest thing we could deliver to you guys that is a hot button for you that you'd be like, man, that was helpful. Like, we appreciate you at least giving us an idea on that. So I guess we'll start here. You start.
Best rates I can get for the taxpayers.
Okay, so cost, maybe let's limit, we all know that everyone wants to drive, because you guys are stewards of funds, right, for the county, but outside of just premium going down, what would be something that you think would make things better for you? And you
People not to sue and us not to need insurance as much
Okay.
as we do. There, you can get my word of view today. Maybe that would be my sticking point today.
So basically consulting on litigation. When you
Yeah,
get
I mean-
litigated, how do we knock these suits out of here, why we don't have to
No,
deal
I
with
just think
insurance
people
so
need to
much?
quit being sue happy in this
Well,
world.
that's tort reform, and we could all get in line for that, right?
Okay? So,
No, that's great.
I'm a firm believer of being overinsured.
Yeah.
I will say that.
How about you?
I got the same views,
Okay.
so.
So I kind of have the same views, but one thing that I think would be is a big factor for us in any decision we make is county presence. We want to keep our money in the county as much as possible.
Sure.
So that's where we kind of, I think, is something that we need to look at. I mean, I know our current agent is local. I don't know, I mean, if we, that's not a requirement.
Sure.
But I mean, anything we do, whether it goes down to anything we bought, that's the first thing that comes up is like, are they in the county?
Putting money in the county.
And that's where, I mean, and that's, we feel like, I'm speaking for all of us, we feel like we owe that to the people in the
Sure.
county.
Yep.
So I just wanted to bring that up.
I will dovetail a little off of that and say that how things are serviced and how well, I mean, I know we've all probably called Brad and asked him questions about whether we were covered under certain things. We have that relationship with him. Like I think that's important.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not saying we couldn't have that with you.
No,
I'm
that
just
should
saying
be a minimum
that the
entry to
service,
game.
the servicing that
Like-
we have is
Like I'm
easy.
calling in the
Yeah.
middle of the night.
Cell phone, 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Building's
it's-
on fire. You
yeah.
should be able to call your agent and get a hold of us.
We've got snow on the ground and we have a dump truck that's not in very good condition.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
not that that's happened, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying I
Yeah.
could.
Sure.
We do have, I think it's fair to say that we have that
I
very
can do
close
that tomorrow, too,
relationship.
so-
Yeah.
So,
No, that's a great point, and that should be, honestly, in our opinion, that should be a minimum, you know, and it's great that Brad's doing it, because there are agents that are not. But most decent agents should be doing this for you, and you're 100% right, and it's important.
I think it's an expectation.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't have any complaints. But I also don't sit where they sit. I mean, Brad's been great to work with. I'll be honest, I hate the bidding process. I hate it because it all comes through me. I'm the one
Yep.
answering all the questions. I'm the one in all the meetings. I'm
Yep.
the one in.
That's
And
fair.
it's okay, I get that, but
Yeah.
that's the only part I hate.
No, see, what I want to make sure you guys understand is you guys are doing so much good. There's a lot good. And what we will prepare in our blueprint for you is kind of what we call SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We'll tell you where we see your strengths, where we see some weaknesses, and weaknesses then lead to opportunities, right? Opportunities to drive costs down, small pivots that you guys can make that will push premium down. And then kind of the threat assessment is like, are there things that are glaring at us right now that, hey, if you don't do this, we're really behind? And we always look to what can we do that doesn't cost money, but saves money in the long run. So those will be the things we look for. So certainly that's where we want to leave things with you, is just to be a benefit to you guys, give you guys a plan, show you what can be for the county. And I think it can get rid of some of the things you don't like about the insurance process. And that will be helpful if you guys look to move to that route. And that doesn't mean you have to change agents. You might eventually want to, but that doesn't mean you have to. You can utilize this stuff with Brad if you guys would like. So any last questions for us, and then we'll leave you guys alone.
So how long do you think it will be before this plan's available?
3 weeks probably minimum, I would say. So I kind of wanted to, that was my last shot, is if we wanted to look at the calendar and say, when do you guys want to get back together? And we will we could do it, I've done it as little as 2 to 2.5, but I'd say 3 weeks is kind of a magic number. If you guys have an availability somewhere 3 to 4 weeks from now, we could come back in and present the blueprint to you guys.
And then the only other thing that I would add to that is that may not be something, that information that's being presented to you that you're going to want out across the airwaves. So
Right.
if there's a way of setting that down to where you're not giving people information to potentially have an idea of way to see
Can
it.
you have an executive session?
I'd have to consult with our attorney on
Yeah,
whether
you
we
can
can
check
do
that. I know of the county we just did, we did an executive session and we went into a conference room and did that, but that's up to you guys. You talk to your attorney and figure
If
out.
he says we can't, I honestly don't
Because
know why
you
we,
guys aren't gonna be giving out names or anything, are you?
No,
But then you'll be talking about liabilities that,
Talk about,
weak
yeah,
spots.
you may
think
not
that-
want
Okay, yeah,
people to grab onto and,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
understand that.
I believe that could be a part of our administrative duties.
Yes.
We could probably make it work.
So at that point in time, are you going to have a list of peers that use you guys? Is that with this plan,
I
or
mean,
is that?
we can easily give you that.
Yeah.
I'm just
list of
curious. I know
peers,
you
but
brought that up. It'd be
just
nice to
so
kind
you
of know.
With Assured Partners and Gallagher, it's thousands. I mean, I can give you a list of 1,500 municipalities that work with us, counties, cities, all that. I mean, it would not, that would be easy to do.
So if you tell me if somebody calls me and tells me when you get that information ready, I mean, I only have to have 48 hours to set up an executive session.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
once you get that
Great,
information, then
sure.
I can get with them and say, hey, when do you guys want to meet, what time you want to
Yeah.
have it?
Okay.
They're
And there was data that if you recall, Mark, and Amy, when we went through the process of doing the risk assessments and so forth, the last time we were going through this, there was some detailed information that you did not want to have shared out. So we'll try and bring some of that
Okay.
with us on this one so you can see where that's at. And in that meeting, and sorry if I'm
No,
stepping
you-
out of line here, in that meeting, if you want to have say Lee Davidson or somebody of that nature from the different departments, if you want your department heads to be a part so that they can see or you can game plan.
No, the more that want to hear it, welcome. It adds to you guys not having to re-convey the information. So you just let us know how many people are going to be there so we make sure we prepare enough binders.
But, right.
That's up to them. That's another-
So typically, who would be in that meeting based on
If
other?
there's a transportation director, but it sounds like you guys handle that with each department, so maybe a department head for each department might not be a horrible thing to have. If there's an HR person, I don't know if you have an HR manager that deals with, or is that you?
You provide us with where our biggest liability is at on the top 2 or 3 departments.
Okay.
And we will have those people here.
Okay?
If it's 4, whatever it is.
Yep.
You provide us with whichever department has the largest liability. I don't think we need the recorder's office in here.
Probably
Right?
not.
I'm sorry, no disrespect
No,
to
no,
them.
no.
Right.
It just doesn't generate the same
Yeah,
type of
but
liability.
I'm smart enough to know where some of the liabilities at around here might be important. to
Well,
have.
I'm just kind of thinking maybe our maintenance, maybe even our IT person, health administrator, county highway garage superintendent, and maybe somebody from the sheriff's office. Those are a group of people that I think maybe should be here. But you guys can.
Each of those makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll shoot you a list of what we,
come
that's a
in.
good point, and you made
I mean,
good
I
points on
think-
who you think.
In my opinion, sheriff, EMS, dispatch.
All those, yeah,
Like, put the,
yeah,
and
yeah.
highway garage, those are your
Yeah.
biggest
Exposure.
pile of where your liability's at,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like I said, if you'll provide that with us where you
Sure.
think it's
We'll
at.
do it.
So like I said, when you get that, so we alternate every other Monday, we have our meeting.
Okay.
And then, but like our next meeting is 8 o'clock in the morning. So it'll be the next one after that will be back at 1 o'clock. So it would be nice to pick, would you rather pick one that's at 1 o'clock so we can come in at noon and have it right before the meeting?
Will an
Just,
hour be long enough?
Should be, yeah.
I mean, kind of do like we did today, is that, so we just keep, when he calls, you can just keep that in mind.
I would prefer that.
So like basically a
You don't want
month
to do
from
it at
now,
7
a
in the
noon appointment.
I mean, I can, but no, I'm just saying I'd rather do it on a meeting day, so that way I'm not running across the
Right.
county
Which
for,
today is.
Yeah.
And we'll just make it happen. We'll make it so that we are ready by then and we come for a noon meeting before your 1 o'clock.
So you think you'd have it by October 27th?
We will have it before October 27th.
that'd be perfect.
That's the 1 o'clock meeting.
Okay. Let's look here. I cannot do October
So we'd have
27th.
it in there.
What's
Right,
the
yeah.
meeting before that?
October the 10th because of a holiday.
But it's an 8 o'clock meeting, yeah. The next 1
Can do
o'clock,
9 o'clock after your 8 o'clock.
I
Would
wouldn't
that-
be able to be here on the 10th.
well, our 8 o'clock meeting it'll go for 3 to 4 hours.
3-4 hours. And that's a long meeting to sit in another hour
Our
afterwards.
next 1 o'clock meeting is November 24th.
Okay.
Or we can do.
And there is no
an
rush,
8
like, we don't
o'clock
have
in
to.
the morning executive session, or a 1 o'clock executive session, or a 6 o'clock executive session.
I don't want to
on
make it
any
harder
day.
on you guys. You guys just, I just know the
But that's
27th I
up to you
cannot do.
guys, and Mark, really.
I was gonna say, be
basically,
more
you
up to
two
Mark.
pretty much.
On that part.
I mean, the Friday, October 10th is at 8 o'clock because the holiday, the next Monday is a holiday, is that right? That's right, right, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but-
and that Friday's meetings usually don't go quite as long.
Yeah,
I
let's just
mean,
say 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock
Let's say
would probably
11
be-
o'clock, and then Jeff's buying lunch afterwards.
Will you have it by the 10th?
Mark's out of town,
Mark's out of town.
Okay.
so, everybody's got
This,
schedules.
this Mark, not that
Yeah,
Mark.
that's Mark.
Yeah.
That's on me.
If that's the case, November 10th at 11 o'clock.
We can do that.
We'll just run a nice efficient meeting.
Yep.
I don't know if you can do that, Mark.
I appreciate that,
If
Jeff.
it runs long, we need to sit and wait, totally fine.
Okay, right.
So November 10th?
November 10th at 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
Okay,
is what we'll-
Or once our meeting is over.
okay.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you, guys. Do you have any other questions for us?
I do not.
Very much appreciate your time. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.
So so you guys have our contact information? Do you have Amy's or any?
I do.
so
Mark
guess,
has everything.
so if there's, through this process, if there's a question that comes up that you would really like a better answer to, make sure and reach out so we can give you as good
Yeah.
information as we can.
There have been a
I
few
have-
select times the panel have drilled us on a few things, been like, hey, we'd like to know a little more about this, so we would reach out if that happens.
Right, but just don't, I just beg you, don't just don't flutter with a bunch of questions.
We won't.
I mean, if you want to send it to the three commissioners, and then we can
Okay.
try to come up with an answer. I mean, I just don't want to overburden her. She's worked hard enough
And
the
I
way it
believe
is.
you all have my cell phone number, I believe, when I left you the card
Mm-hmm.
the last time. If you want to shoot me an email with your email contacts to where if I need to get in touch with you directly,
Okay.
that's okay. We can do that as well.
I'll actually, I will send you
have
a,
my cell phone.
Right, yeah,
so I got your email address on it?
yes.
I'll send you an email right now and copy all of us. That way
Okay,
you'll
yeah,
have it.
do that, and then, sweet.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Appreciate
Good
it.
afternoon.
Yep.
We need to remember on that meeting to notify the supervisors to be here.
Yeah, let's let them, I think,
At least we